Hey, Titans fans, I would normally say, hey, how's it going? But hey, I'm sure you guys are just as bummed out as I am after watching that game. It was only a 7-point loss, but it felt like more, and it could have easily been more. We lost to the Indianapolis Colts 23-16. We are now a below 500 football team with a record of 2-3. The Colts go to 3-2. They have a head-to-head win over us right now and a division win. We are 0-1 in the division. And guys, I know it's early. It's a loss in the division, which sucks, and there's 5 more division games, but we have to remember the Tennessee Titans have been owning the AFC South for years, and that's usually what would propel us to a better record and a division record to win a division and obviously make the playoffs. Not looking good so far. And this is a game where Anthony Richardson got hurt, and when he got hurt, and then, with the AC joint sprain is what I'm reading, but when he got hurt, Minshew came in. I'm like, oh, here we go, Minshew. I mean, we remember the times that he would light us up with Jacksonville, and I'm just like, here we go. I'm just already bummed out that he's even in there. And sure enough, he gets them to win. The backup quarterback can come in for the Indianapolis Colts and beat us. That's just sickening. Anthony Richardson was 9 of 12, so he only had 3 incomplete passes anyways. And then Minshew was 11 of 14. Both combined, 2 quarterbacks had 6 incomplete passes on our defense. Our defense sucked today. It's horrible. Couldn't stop the run. Zack Miss had a freaking field day on us. Went well over 100 yards. He had 165 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. That's not Titans-like. I know we were missing Tier Tart, and I think, we really do see what our run defense is like when he's not in there. And if this proves anything, it's that we better not just sign him for a 1-year deal. Let's lock this guy up long term. We have to sign him for a 3-4 year contract. 3 or 4, easily, minimum. I prefer 5. Lock him in for 5 years. This guy's a run stopper. He's gotten better every year. He's a fan favorite of mine, or fan favorite for me, I should say. I love it. Tier Tart, Pop Tart, love him. I want this guy on the team long term. Do it, Tennessee. When you have the cap room next year, lock him in long term. But this defense was supposed to be a strength of this team. We couldn't get pressure, and a lot of it was because we couldn't get pressure because the corners weren't even covering anybody, right? And basically, all you have to do this game is just throw it at Christian Fulton. He's either going to blow the coverage or he's going to get pass interference. And then his freaking interview after the game pissed me off so much where he defended himself. He needs to be benched, traded, something. I'm sick of seeing him out there. He's regressed. I did a video on him this year about how he could be the X factor for the Titans. Yeah, the X factor of making us lose games. He needs to be benched, especially after the bull crap he said after the game. That really fried my butt. I know it did a lot of other people because it did not go over well in the Bleacher Report community and did not go over well on Twitter. And I don't blame you guys. I'm with you. I'm mad about it. This is a 7-point loss. It could have easily been more. The Colts went for it on 4th and 1 before the half, and that could have easily been a completed pass and then walked in for a touchdown, but it wasn't. Wobbly throw, errant throw, forced throw because the defense got pressure one of the very few times. And, if they would have kicked a field goal, then we lose by 10 points. And Tannehill had a decent day today, but threw a pick at the end. When Tennessee gets the ball back down 3 or 7 points or anything like that, I don't have any faith in us coming back to win the football game. I already chalked it off as a loss when that happened. Oh, cool, we got the ball back, but we're going to lose anyways. And then the Colts in the 4th quarter, 8-minute drive, I think. We got the ball back under 2 minutes. They took 8 minutes off the freaking clock. We went for it on 4th down thinking we would, pin them back in their own end. No, penalties, right? Christian Fulton, he'll give them the game. Why not? Sick of that guy. Our defense and the secondary is just bad. The secondary, we have 2 great safeties, but they don't, which is amazing to me that you have 2 great safeties, but I guess you can't have just even an average or below average corner. The safeties don't matter, I guess, that much. The corners are getting smoked. Christian Fulton is allowing quarterbacks to have freaking field days on him every week, week in and week out, and we do not do anything different about this. We don't do anything different scheme-wise. I'm bummed out by this, guys. This loss might have only been 7 points, but it feels more than that. The fan base is not happy. I'm not happy. The best thing to take away with this is DeAndre Hopkins' best game as a Tennessee Titan. Him and Ryan Tannehill are truly connecting, and they're blossoming their relationship, and they are becoming a great tandem there at quarterback, wide receiver. And Hopkins had 148 yards receiving on 8 catches, and that's great. Derrick Henry didn't get going at all. 13 carries, 43 yards. Tyjae Spears outperformed him yards per carry, 7 carries for 34 yards. Like I said, Minshew and Richardson combined for 20 completions out of 26 attempts for 236 passing yards. No turnovers. The only turnover was us. And Ryan Tannehill was 23 of 34 for 264 yards and 1 pick. Not a bad game. We could not get the ball in the end zone. We had to keep kicking field goals. I'm bummed out by this game. It felt, it just felt demoralizing. I was really mad about this game. Worse so than I think maybe the Cleveland game. Yeah, I would say yes, because it's division loss. And it just felt like Tennessee's mentality is to pound you, right? Play physical, fast, aggressive, and guess what? The Colts did what we usually do to us. They pounded us. They beat us into the ground, into submission. This game might have been, like I said, 7-point loss, but it felt more, and it very easily could have been a bigger loss than that. Tannehill, basically, he should have threw a pick in the end zone too, if you guys remember this one. He tried lofting it up for NWI, and he threw it too short. Throw it over the corner, not to him. This feels like when Mariota got benched, in my opinion. I think he had played 6 games, if I remember correctly, when Mariota got benched for Tannehill. And now Tannehill's going into his 6th game. If we end up getting beat pretty good against the Ravens, right, next week in London, which hopefully we need to win, guys. If we get beat there, and it's, pretty good beating, like a 2-score or more, we could come out of the bye week and change quarterbacks. And people will say the quarterback isn't the issue. Well, they need to jumpstart this team somehow. It's always a quarterback position that's looked at. You guys know how I feel about Tannehill. I fully support him, but I think he's seen his peak. I think this offense would run better with someone that's more mobile. Like we had in week 2, we had a triple option. That runs better with Malik Willis or Will Levis than it does with Ryan Tannehill all day. I'm not really, nobody is worried about Ryan Tannehill taking off with the football. They don't even play it. He had a run today, which was great. He ran 2 times, I think, for 12 yards, but, no one's worried about that. And that's not a strength of his anymore. I mean, he used to take off here and there a couple of years ago, but he's started to run less and less frequently. He's less mobile. The offensive line did play better today. I will say that. Giving Tannehill time to throw the ball. Having Skoronski back was huge. NPF was a healthy scratch. It'll be nice to get him back. And hopefully maybe he can take over for Dillard and then be left tackle. And the offensive line can improve even more. We can get Tierra Tart back. We can get Treylon Burks back. These are some pieces that we are missing that we will get back. And we truly need them. Kyle Phillips was like non-existent today other than the return game. Didn't hear Chris Moore's name at all today. I don't even think Chris Moore had a target. He did not have a target. Just an all-in-all game where I feel depleted as a fan. I'm sure you guys do as well. We need to shake things up. Arden Key, I love Arden Key because he's real. He's a good player, and he also just says what's on his mind, and I like people like that. And he has said, they came in and they whooped our ass. He's like, I have to look at the film to see exactly what happened. But he said the same thing like Vrabel did, kick field goals, can't get off the field, penalties, letting them convert on third and longs. Those things will kill a team. And it just felt like no matter what, if we got Indianapolis into a third down situation, they were either going to convert it or we were going to have a penalty to let them convert it anyways to help them out. We were shooting ourselves in the foot. We were very undisciplined. The defense is supposed to be a strength of ours. It was not. Just bummed out by this in general, guys. And like I said, you guys might argue and say the quarterback isn't the issue. Well, a lot of times the quarterback isn't the issue and he is benched anyways because the team needs an upstart, like I said earlier. And I do think this offense would run better with a younger quarterback and a more mobile, athletic one as well. So let's see what happens when the Tennessee Titans face the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are also just coming off a loss and a game they should have won against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So both teams are going to be going into London needing a win. And it's going to be a good game. Hopefully the defense shows up. Hopefully we get some of these players back. But guys, I really want to know what your reaction is to this game. Did it feel like more than a 7-point loss to you? It felt like a changing of the tide, honestly, for me as well. The Titans have been the kings of the South for so long. They lost it last year because we went on a huge losing streak. We're healthier this year, but just feels like maybe this team is slipping. These are games you have to win against a division opponent. You really do. We're going to get a test next week against Baltimore. We're going to see, what we're about. The schedule does get easier after this, and then we get the bye week, and then we play Atlanta. So the schedule does get easier. We're finding ourselves as a football team. You can see Tannehill and Hopkins, like I said earlier, they are blossoming. The connection's growing. We will get players back like Burks. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not trying to be super negative, but this one hurts. We got punched in the mouth in this game, and yeah, they took it to us. The Colts bullied the Titans, guys. They really did. But let me know what you guys think down below. What are your thoughts? Are you ready for a QB change? Let me know what you think. I'm actually going to comment on that, and I'm going to pin it. Are you guys ready for a QB change? And if you are ready for a QB change, who do you think the QB should be? Let me know down below. We'll talk soon, everybody. Tighten up.